Have you ever dreamed of crafting your own beautiful violin, creating melodies that resonate for a lifetime? What if I told you that, starting in 2026, you can turn that dream into reality, right from your own home, with just a little passion and courage? In this video, let me take you on a journey through this mesmerizing world of violin making. To make a violin, we usually will start by choosing a good violin model from the great masters, such as Antonio Stradivari or Guarneri da Gesù, and following it as closely as possible so that we can develop an understanding of why it works and what small changes may affect the tone, because we simply cannot make a good violin by accident. After deciding which model you want to build, reduce the overhang and the ribs thickness from the outline. Usually it will be 4 mm all around to get the inner outline. We will then use this inner outline to make the form and start making a violin from this form. Notice that there are some sockets on the corners as well as on the top and the bottom of the form. We will use spruce or willow to make some blocks to fill in those areas, completing the inner outline. And it is very important that the curve on the sides are smooth so we can glue the ribs on properly. We use maple for the ribs, and we will use a block plane to plane them down to 1 mm. Then, gently and slowly, we bend them into shape with a bending iron. And then glue them onto the form. And we call these little pieces ribs. And the thing we are making after all the ribs are glued is also referred to as ribs. The terminology in this violin making world can sometimes be a bit confusing. Next, we will add some linings to the inside of the violin, which will help reinforce the strength of the violin body. You can actually see these linings when you look inside the violin through the F-holes. They are subtle, but they are there. Then, with the ribs, we will outline the shape of the violin on a large piece of maple and saw the piece out. Then refine the edges and also the corners. After that, we will open a purfling channel along the edge and then work on the purflings. Fitting them into the channel, and then we will focus on the scoop while refining the purfling. Then comes the arching. We will use finger planes to slowly shape the arching under this beautiful lighting. This is often the step where most people fall in love with violin making. And when the arching looks good, scrape it to make the surface smooth and clean, like an egg without the shell. A boiled one, not the scrambled. Then flip the plate over and use a gouge to hollow out the plate to get the desired thickness. We will start with a rough thickness and then use finger planes to trim away the big tool marks and smooth the surface. The thickness of the plate is crucial. If it is too thick, it will dull the sound, and if it is too thin, the violin may sound bright when completed, but will lack growth in tone over time. After that, we work on the edges to make them smooth and elegant, and to pay special attention to the corners, although they don't actually affect the sound. They're there purely for athletic reasons. And once we finish the back, we work on the top. We use spruce for the top, and we will repeat everything we did for the back, with a slightly different shape of arching. The procedures will be somewhat easier, as spruce are softer. Then also scrape the surface and hollow out the plate to get the rough thickness. Next, flip the plate over again and open the F-holes, or sound holes for better manner. You can use a saw, a knife, a file, or any tools that suits your skill to make these holes. Many people will tell you that you cannot use certain tools, but don't listen to them. If you can do a good job with what you have, that's all that matters. Then keep working on the thickness, and also scrape the surface to make it smooth. And you can actually tell the thickness by holding the plate up to the light. If it is thin enough, you will see it turn into a beautiful color like this. Then work on the base bar. Just do a chalk fit and glue it in place. Wait overnight, then refine the shape of it. After that, focus on the edges again. And once the ribs, back and top are ready, we can put them together. Many of you ask how I remove the ribs from the form. Well, it's actually quite straightforward. If you are doing it correctly, there should be some space between the ribs and the form, allowing you to take the ribs out without breaking it. And yeah, ribs and it. Terminology. You're welcome. And once we are ready, glue them together. And you know, I even find some shops on Alibaba that have stolen this shot to sell their violins. I think they must really like my filming style. Next, refine the surface to make it look smooth and polished. And personally, I would put the ground coat onto the body now for a better protection during the upcoming steps. And after this, we can work on the scroll. We use maple for the scroll. Making the scroll is entirely different compared to the top and the back. You can think of the body as a sound box, and the scroll is a stick that allows us to interact with the box to create different tones. And regarding terminology again, this spiral shape is called the scroll, and the entire part we are working on is also referred to as a scroll. So when teaching my students, I usually refer this spiral as the scroll head or the scroll roll. Crafting the scroll is another fun part of the process, and note that it is okay to do a rough job when crafting the scroll head and still achieve good sound quality in your violin. And when the scroll is ready, open a mortise on the body, and so we can put in the scroll. Then glue them together. After that, refine the neck, finalizing it to make it really smooth, as this area is where players first touch the instrument and interact the most. They can often determine if they like the violin or not just by feeling this part. It may be somewhat biased, but that's the reality. And when we have a really, really, really good neck, also put the ground coat onto the heel and the scroll. After that, put on the oil varnish, which would usually take a very, very long time to dry. And once everything is set, we can finally get to set up the violin. I usually will start with the nut and the fingerboard, both of which are made from ebony. Make sure the nut has a good shape and the grooves are properly cut. Next, open another mortise for the saddle and glue on another piece of ebony to serve as the saddle. Then shape it without damaging the violin body. After that, move on to the pack holes and also the packs. Next, work on the sound post and fit it into the violin body. Lastly, work on the bridge and gather all the accessories, and the violin shall be complete. And with just 3 types of wood, 4 strings, and a bow, the music a violin can create is infinite. You know, the craft of violin making plays a significant role in our history, and it is crucial to approach it correctly. And because of this, I spent the last few years building a website and creating a detailed archive that explains the how, what, and why of each step in the process, aiming to preserve this knowledge for the future generations. And that's the very reason why this channel has been on pause. If you are truly passionate about violin making and want to transform your love for music into a tangible creation that carries your unique touch, go to violinmakingacademy.com or just click the link in the description below to check out the archive created from literally my sweat, blood, and dedication. It is more affordable than the tuition I pay at the Shanghai Music Conservatory 10 years ago. And I must tell you that I even had to pursue further studies after Shanghai because I found that many violin making schools aren't teaching the right methods. And with this archive, you can skip that frustrating part as well as the hassle of relocating far away. I sincerely hope to see you in the academy, and if not, I'll catch you in my next video.